predictably, Stately Home is the first to show as they approach the first obstacle. Stately Home on the inside of Around the Gale at that, and an extravagant jump by Fine Thyne. Latest betting on the off, Around the Gale, the 5-2 favourite, Fine Thyne 3-1, Land Afar and Stately Home at 4-1, and it was 8-1 bar those. Oh, Stately Home made a real mess, a complete Horlicks of the second there. It's an open ditch, rather paddled it, and amazingly survived. Many horses would have been down on the deck there, and many jockeys would have been out of the saddle, but Richard Johnson sat very tight indeed, and the horse was much better at the next. And the two leaders, Stately Home and Around the Gale, have pulled clear of the chasing pack as they take fence number 4. Stately Home on the inside of Around the Gale, clear of Fine Thyne. Guinda jumped out to her left in 4th place from Greenback, who's ridden with the restraint today, and Land Afar is last of the half dozen. So making a long right-hand turn now, and Stately Home, sometimes just a little bit too bold for his own good. So at that open ditch, maybe he just took off too far from the fence. It's almost chickened out in mid-air, but whatever, he got to the other side. Around the Gale is a close second, and then Greenback, Fine Thyne, Land Afar and Guinda. The first in the straight, again the leader stood right off it, Stately Home. Around the Gale, rather more precise jump on the outside. They're clear of Greenback, who's pulled his way into 3rd place, though took a chance there. And then Guinda towards the outside, Fine Thyne the inner, and Land Afar is patiently ridden at the rear. On towards the next, the fence in front of the stands. Stately Home the inside of Around the Gale. They're both very good there. Guinda again looks as though she wants to go the other way round, doesn't it? She's diving out to the left at most of the fences. Fine Thyne with a nice pitch up the inside of Greenback, and Land Afar still last. So a circuit to go then, and Stately Home with the advantage of the inside under Richard Johnson, a half length in front of Richard Dunwoody's mount Around the Gale, who's been travelling nicely as they head towards the water jump, which they take just the once in this extended 2.5 miles. Greenback is 3rd as they take this. In 4th, Guinda towards the outside, then Fine Thyne and Land Afar. Starting prices, as before, Around the Gale, the 5-2 favourite, Fine Thyne 3-1, 4-1, Land Afar and Stately Home 9-1 bar as they take another plain fence. And there, Around the Gale, a much better jump than Stately Home, who's not quite as fluent as we've come used to on this occasion, and jumped in 2nd there, got over it okay, but not travelling as well today, Stately Home. May just be feeling his races perhaps. Around the Gale is going well in the lead from Stately Home. The others are bunching up, beginning to breathe down the leaders next. Towards the outside is Guinda. Greenback is close, and Fine Thyne is now last because Land Afar has moved up the inside. So they're swinging right-handed into the back then. A line of 4 fences awaiting them down here, and it's Around the Gale by about 3 lengths now to Stately Home, who's just being ridden along in 2nd. Guinda, the mare, the outside. Land Afar is travelling very well indeed in 4th, but often is at this stage of his races as they take the first down the back. Greenback is next, and then Fine Thyne. The pace is improving all the time, and it's Around the Gale that makes that pace. Guinda the outside, and then Stately Home hanging in there grimly. Another open ditch at which Around the Gale continued to lead. Guinda was again out to the left at it. The whip is up on Stately Home, but it's not on Land Afar, who's hard on the steel. Greenback getting closer. So is Fine Thyne in the hooped sleeve jacket over another plain fence, and they all take that well, and it's Around the Gale going as well as anything in the lead. Greenback goes 2nd, Land Afar the inside, the last in the back straight. Around the Gale jumped it well. Greenback hit it in 2nd, sent the birch flying. Land Afar goes 2nd on the inside of Greenback, and then Guinda out wide. Now he's bumping along Fine Thyne, and it doesn't look as if Stately Home will be winning today for a change. They've got a long right-hand turn now before the final 3 fences in the straight, and it's Around the Gale with Land Afar fairly tanking along in 2nd place, still travelling very strongly indeed. Greenback is 3rd, Guinda out wide in 4th, and then Fine Thyne. They straighten up then for the final 3 fences. Here's 3 out coming up. Around the Gale with Around the Gale got in a bit close, and Land Afar drew alongside on landing. Greenback is back in 3rd. They head down towards the 2nd last. Land Afar now looms up on the inside of Around the Gale. Land Afar not too fluent at it, but goes on into the lead from Around the Gale. They head down towards the final fence, and Land Afar quickening up well between the last 2. Around the Gale struggling to go with him in 2nd place. Here's the last. Land Afar shortens up going into it. lands well and full of running. 2 or 3 lengths clear of Around the Gale, who's trying to rally in second. Afar, sometimes a weak finisher, but not today. Afar stays on well to beat Around the Gale. Afar wins the Pendil Novices chase. Around the Gale in second. Greenback a good dozen lengths back in third. And then Thyne and Guinda, and Stately Home was pulled up. Well, it's Adrian Maguire's day today so far at Kempton. He's got 3 out of 3 and never really had a moment's worry on Afar. A classy performer over hurdles. Already 3 times before today a winner at Kempton Park. The course really suits him well. I think the flat finish is right up his alley, and took over, jumping the second last, and from there on was always just a bit too speedy for Around the Gale, the runner-up, who battled on well after the last. He might just have preferred a stiffer test of stamina. He ran well, and the pair were well clear of Greenback in third, and Thyne, his limitations rather exposed today, back in 4th place. But Afar, a model of consistency, and winning again at Kempton Park for Adrian Maguire.